Alright, so we're here, obviously 2017, the familiar place. We got our new project. I'm pretty sure I haven't discussed anything about it, so this is going to be the first take of it. Introduction, to a new project since we finished the other one, which we, that building that we called Noche Verde, the hostel in Barcelona. So we have a new one. It's the Guggenheim Museum in Helsinki, Finland. And first phase, the research phase, and then we got to go in the concept phase. But first we got to deal with the research phase. And I'm already doing the research. I already did some of the solar maps and how the solar path goes on the site. So this is the site in Helsinki, and there's a park here, the market square, but the site is currently right here. So the road comes on the side, and north arrow. I just emphasize the water areas and also the greenery and the space, and you can see the winds with the location where the wind's going to. And this other one, I'm still working on this one, but also emphasizing the green, blue, the life of the site. And so I had an idea to make what the site looked like from 20 years ago to 10 years ago to now. So this is 2001, this is 2011, and this is 2012. It hasn't really changed that much, but probably 2001 to 2012 you can see a little bit of difference. But this my other site studies, my site analysis. This one has noise and views, visibility, access points from the site. But yeah, that's pretty much it right now. It also has the circulation. You can kind of see it. It's yellow, and then the bus areas and all the trolleys and whatnot of the area, and you can see boats and all that. But yeah, that's it for now. But as we go on to the next phase, you'll see the progress, and again, I'll do the little bit of a documentary of how the project goes along. But yeah, that's it for now. I took notes, but you have all the stuff I gotta do, and what's on my mind, putting on the paper for now, all the research. But yeah, that's it, and stay tuned. So we're in 2017, and same place as last time. They didn't move my seat at all, it just changed just a day later. And if you want to come closer, I don't know. I was doing the matrices for the areas. I don't know, I'm kind of overcomplicating it, I guess, because Declan's just doing the one for everything. So he's doing all the assigned areas that we have and just making that just one, while I went in every assigned area. But I probably didn't have to do that, but it is what it is. And so you can see all the assigned areas and all the different areas that I have. And this is going to be a legend, so all the colors, mandatory, recommended, neutral and negative spaces. And I took more notes, if you want to check it out, of this book, actually, this Sightless book, about certain shapes that I want. So I kind of just look it up there and find the shape that I want again, because I wrote it on the page, so I get more of the idea of how my building wants to be like. And so if you want to stroll about over here, I did some site analysis, some concept site stuff. I was taking everything on the site, so you can kind of see it here. I think I'll show a better image on the video when I get the chance. But it's you can see how I kind of go on with the roads. So this is all kind of roads building-ish, and this is connecting with waters, connecting points off the site, off the site. And that's macro view. And then we got the micro view, which is off-site, so you can see water areas, but I also connect the three boats that were together to make a triangle and a little rectangle, and then other points to connect. And then same as the other one, I connected, so these are the roads, and then these would be buildings on the site. But that's all I got so far. And yeah, it's a continuation. Gotta continue doing this. So I gotta outline all of the matrices, put all the what I believe is mandatory, recommended, neutral, negative, and their assigned places, and then continue with the bubble diagram, and then continue with the concept narrative, and then my narrative and the words I'm gonna use, and yeah, follow along. Alright, so we're in studio right now, and me and here Declan, and obviously in front of us are Adam and Caleb, Adam and Grant. Yeah, I haven't slept. I haven't slept. It's okay. Adam, throw up that piece on again. Adam. Yeah, Adam, and there's Grant over there. Hey. Can you explain?
I'm doing some studies of this building, showing the light and shadows. Just doing a bunch of different. On this one, I showed scale, so like the scale of the building compared to people. This one is just the form. So just doing different iterations and investigating, general study diagrams. So this one's on light and shadow. So it's obviously the shadows. I'm not sure what I'll do for the light. Maybe I'll just keep it white or something.
It's interesting. I'm starting on mine right now. You can see. I got my images here. My images for like the dining eatery area. Facade studies. Interior area, since this is supposed to be a museum, this is the Hall of Fame music. So that same building on the outside. Different studies of different buildings. I got a bunch of drawings here, so I gotta see which I can take out of every one, just utilize to my extent. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just got those out, and then finished the bubble diagram. All of it, all the good stuff. Like 4 of these in general. Just color them in, and then it should be good. Alright, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
I'm tuned.
Alright, peace out. All right, so we just finished the presentation for the research phase of the project, and I'll show you a little brief of it. All right, cool. All right, we're back in the jury room. 2017's right there, if you just wanted to know. Afterwards, we're back. Alejandro right here. Declan's on the camera. My friend Kavi's over here. Never been introduced. Over there. Show him real quick.
Hey.
And we're out here. It's a post presentation, so we already presented. Kavi's setting up his because his class is about to present. My word for the first phase, it was a research phase, so we had to research the site, research all the different types of architecture and all the different types of styles we wanted to use and all that. My word was convergence, convergence, word convergence. Site analysis, I took the information of where the solar orientation is, wind, vegetation, where vegetation is on the site itself, and how it's surrounded by the body of water and how there's market squares there. And the other site analysis is the noise, views of the site, views from the site, and then the public landmark buildings, purple, and then also vegetation and water. And I did a little timeline of 2001, 2011, and 2021. I remember I said 2012 last time, but it's 21. And then all the climate data saying, rainfall, snowfall, wind speed, the climate, temperature, all that. And it also includes the tourist, what's the higher amount of tourists going to the area. It's in July. Fun fact for Finland. And getting to the matrix, it's a single project. We're no longer in groups, sadly. Sadly, Declan, we're no longer in groups, but it is what it is. Matrix. I took all the areas in groups. I did that matrix, see the relationships between each other, and then I separated them into different little sections. And it was a little bit too excessive. No one else really did that, but it helped me come up with a cutout diagram, which I photoshopped to look a little bit better, and then bubble diagrams of ideas for the possible floor plan. Yet, really still concept, not really focused on that much. It's more focused on the research. So for the micro macro drawings, I got from the micro, it's just the site itself, and then I got the roads on the site, which gave me an idea of more of a square cutout, rectangular. That's where I got really from the building's rectangular shape and more fine line finished. And same with the macro version of the site. So it's in Helsinki, Finland. It's going to be a Guggenheim museum. So same idea. I got, using my word convergence, I got convergence means the come of bringing in together multiple different things or several things meeting at one certain point, or them forming one whole new thing. So that's what convergence means. And my concept is overall to bring in the vegetation and the public together, along with the artwork that we're going to show in the museum. Totally combining that, having them set a centralized point, being the museum. And then so moving to the precedent images and research that I did, the building, I took several buildings from the area, and from a chapel, the studio to music hall. And the first one I got, extended facades for shading, and then I got organic colors and the color variety, so playing around with the colors. And then I summarized that a little bit, would be the simple modern minimalistic form, and adding vegetation to the site. Along with this one is more solar, because the windows, having more focus on the windows orientation, optimizing the solar gains, and where you can get it, and where you don't need it, where you need it. and the possible ideas, having it for the future from the possible building. And then natural materials is something I want to highly, enforce in what I'm going to do. And this one also being passive design, minimalistic again. And then another word I wanted to tie into convergence is overlapping design, which is like you can see here, this is overlapping each other. And the next one is the studio that I was talking about, and the shading. I want to really enforce shading, so it's a type of a shading feature that would really be a good implement to the sun. And then a high contrast of color to make it more focused on. And then obviously vegetation again. So materials, vegetation, and a new word I wanted to involve in that is embed. And in embedded design, which you can kind of see here a little bit happening, which is kind of it kind of like just nicks in, like it gets inside of it. You can see it more here, how this is just like going inserted, like it's inserted inside. And that's what it means, embedded design. But this one also is taking the idea of a center focus. So maybe I'll have a center focus of the building, and a simple shape, and rooftops, getting the different roof styles. And then this one, just run through the last one really quick. Modern, natural color, like a natural material being wood. And then this one showing the structure on the inside and lighting from the windows on the inside. Also having the natural materials, like on the inside. Again, being minimalistic design, but also really aesthetic to be in the atmosphere of it. And then this one having a central focus of the artwork, and then making it an active design, so having people walk around it and all that. And then having the structure really emphasized and involved. And then this one having another centerpiece, and then having like a seating area, more than just one bench, but emphasizing that. And then having like different areas for different art pieces, but overall focusing on the art, more on the interior than anything. All right, so these two buildings I want to emphasize in the design would be, this would be overlapping and also embedding, and how the minimalistic features of the building being the wood design, and obviously the open glazing and everything's open in that. And then this one would be like embedding, and obviously same convergence, meeting at one point, but also having I wanted to highly focus on the minimalistic features and the natural materials. And yeah, that's it. In 2017 right now, I just finished all my models. I want to show you guys. All right, so we got the two models down. Currently, took me a little bit to create these, but I'm taking them from the micro iterations and macro iterations that I made from the site, so you can kind of see how this one fits in this one right here. It's missing a few elements, like a triangle, but it's like a different iteration in the concept. And this one, I believe, it's this one over here. This one over here. It's a different form, taking some away, acting like it's a different feature. And yeah, let's just continue going at it. And I'll put pictures when I'm done with each one of them. Yeah, keep you updated. So we're here in a jury room. it's post-presentation, concept design, concept phase, post-presentation. It went pretty good. The word is still convergence. I added 2 other words, overlap and embed, and taking my iterations from the macro site plan and the micro site plan. I came up with these like different collage of shapes and lines and everything, using the words overlapping and embedding along with convergence in mind. I came up with these 4 models, and during the presentation I said the strongest ones I thought personally were this model and this model, and you can see they're outlined of this one here, that one there. And building wise, what I wanted to achieve was having the building connect, as convergence is connecting several things and having it intersect in one point. It would be having life, like vegetation, the public, and the buildings and the area of the site, as it be like the vegetation, like the park and near the area, or the body of water, and the views especially all intersected at one point, which would be the Guggenheim Museum that we're designing. And you can kind of see in the collage of images I have that I was exploring the different facades, different roofs, different materials. Like obviously they're all natural materials, but like different colors and different variety of possible materials, whether it be in winter and summer or fall. And in this area, I would be like, it was kind of determining where the spaces would be. Dining room probably in like the top floors to give the most views, or this could be still mixed up. It's still the concept phase, so we still have to play with it a little bit. And then these interior spaces would be more of what I wanted to achieve on the inside, as it be the exposed structure on the glazing, and then having like the walls on the interior plain and a little bit more minimal and like simple, so the emphasis is a lot more on the artwork rather than the building on the interior itself. And adding maybe a little bit of color in there with the vegetation. And yeah, I took these also, the ones that are blue, and those are the ones that are highlighted on the poster. And yeah, that's what my thoughts were. And then this is just representing the vegetation and the body of water, and the obviously the views of the area. That's not the specific area, but that's just an idea, like an idea of how how you can connect the vegetation with the water. And also a strong point I wanted to hit was since it's right on the edge, right on a coast on the site. I don't know if you'll be able to see that because it's kind of a zoomed in or zoomed out version of a site. So it would be that red point in the middle of the circle. That's the site. Since it's on the coastline, I wanted to have that emphasis, like I believe the Taj Mahal has, or is it the Pantheon? It's one of those, and it has like that the full reflection on the water. So on the other side of the coast, you would be able to see that full reflection. So that's another idea I wanted to implement in the design as we go on. So yeah, I believe that's it. Alright, so this is the post-presentation for the concept phase, the second part, since the first part we already did Monday, and then today's we did it Wednesday and today's Friday, so we had like a 1 day gap between. And I just wanted to go over it real quick. And from the beginning phases, these two precedent images, I thought were a really strong concept to continue on in my project, and showing the structure and also the natural materials that they had, and also the design features of the shading, vegetation, the minimalistic design, and the embedding that it had in it. And then I took these models from the last phase, and or like the concept phase, the first part, and then did more iterations off of it. So you can see those models. Did more iterations off of it, and then having the word embed, the meaning of it would be to fully lock in into another shape, or just sit in there, and overlap, meaning obviously to intersect or to go on top of one another. And I just wanted to show where I got the original shapes from the first concept models. So they were from the site precedent, the precedent site research. So just drawing from the site, from the macro, micro. And then so obviously going to the next phase of going into more depth of the concept. And then you can see these models. This one would be a perfect example of embedding, this is literally just sitting inside of it. It's embedded into the black material that I used, and then this one's just inside of it. I thought the embedding was a strong feature because embedding and overlapping does go with convergence. It does tie in really well with the word convergence because they both mean similar things, or not, or they mean similar things or almost the exact same thing, the convergence. And overlapping, you can see the model here, the one I chose, the strong image. I thought was really, attractive and adequate or aesthetically pleasing to look at. So I tried to recreate it with the materials I found in the lab, and this is what I got. It could be some form like this, some chaotic form, or it could be more, more orderly form, which has more, straight cuts, overlapping to embedding, fully combining. This is just a full example of overlapping. That's what I wanted to achieve. And going my atmosphere, showing the sun. Showing first, I wanted to show the site exterior, like the exterior of the building, whether it be concrete, steel, wood, accents of wood or glass. This would be the full experience, how you're gonna experience it. So I was just testing things out, and then this is a feeling of inside and outside, of how different it would feel from inside and outside. Which I was thinking on inside the structure, where there's parts that just a long hallway going to another exhibit of an art piece. It could be some decorative things happening with the lighting, or decorative things happening with the walls and the concrete. And using the next atmosphere drawing would be like the facade, more of a facade study, which would be extending something out to add more shade to the area. So something similar to this. So it would be like a shaded area inside there or inside here. And the next one is emphasizing the structure in itself. So everything in blue would be the structure and how open it could be, possibly how open it could be. And the next one after that could be like some dinner or bar area, or pub or some lounge area, but also having that exhibit, even though it's it's more of a area of discussion, that still strongly emphasizes the artwork. And then the overall site plan, where the site lies, and the vegetation on the site, where the parks are, the sun paths, and the wind. And yeah, that was pretty much it for this checkpoint. And I think I'll cut it here, and then the next phase is the schematic phase. So this phase was the research phase and the concept phase. So you'll see where it goes on from here. Like my professor was saying, to combine these together, but more focus on embedding. So that's what I'm going to try to do in the further process. And all right.